Hey guys, welcome to another active stretch and recovery of core moves. So today we're going to do just some really nice little slow warm up through the body to stretch the body out using a combination of Pilates and yoga. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start standing on our mat with our feet directly underneath our sit bones and just lift your toes up for a minute and then gently place them down. We're just going to reach our arms up overhead, keeping our rib cage down and connected and the hands at least shoulder distance or possibly wider. From there, gently peel your heels away from the floor and gently press the heels back in. Turn the palms to face the front and sweep them out wide to the side, stretching those fingers as wide as possible, turning the palms in towards the hips. From there, turn the toes out. And just walk the feet so that the heels are shoulder distance. And put a gentle bend in the knees or a softness in the knees. Connect the pelvic floor and we're just going to sweep the right hand up as you straighten the left leg as much as possible. And then lengthen up, straighten the right leg. Soft bend. Left hand goes up, straighten the right leg. Nice deep bend to the right. Straighten both legs, lengthen all the way up. This time bend both knees gently, sweep the hands up, bend to the left, bend to the right, come back into center, bend the knees gently back over to the left, straighten the left leg, sweep that right hand up and over, straighten both legs as you stand tall, soften the knees, over to the right, straighten the right leg, nice deep bend. And straighten both legs. Let's bend both knees gently. Sweep those hands all the way up. Stretch and reach to the left. And reach to the right. And all the way up. And drop the knees down softly. Let's walk those feet back in. Find the balance on the left. And we're just gently going to pull the right knee up as high as we can. And hug that knee in towards our chest, finding our balance nice and strong through that left leg, squeezing the left glute, pulling the pelvic floor up and in, finding your balance and the connection with your breath, and then gently release that leg, place the foot back down, finding that nice strong base of support. On the right side, bend the left knee, hug it up nice and high, gently pulling it in, breathing. Try and relax the toes, but lift the arch away from the floor. Relax the shoulders. Lift the pelvic floor. Squeeze the right glute, contract the right quad. And then gently place that foot back down. We're going to reach those hands back up overhead again, keeping them shoulder distance. Rock onto the ball of the right foot and gently pick it up using the core and tap it down. And inhale, lift it, and exhale to tap. Your left leg is completely perpendicular to the floor. We're just warming up that right quad as we lift and lower those toes. One more time, lift, and then gently place it down, articulating through the foot. Relax the hands, let's sweep them back up, other side. Roll through the left foot. Use the belly to lift and float that left knee up to hip height. We're going to tap it down. And lift. Move with your breath if you can. Don't rush the movements. Try and find that stability in that left leg. And just keep breathing. One last lift for us. And then gently place that foot back down. Sweep the arms out wide to the side. Gentle bend in the knees, and let's reach those arms out to the side with our palms facing out, ground through the feet, and we're just going to draw some nice big slow circles forward. Breathing, keeping that rib cage connected and the pelvic floor connected, just warming up those shoulders, and you can even make those a little bit bigger. 3, 2, relax the shape of the hands, and let's bring it up to the sky. Back out, let's change direction. Bring the thumbs forward and back. Nice big circles. If you feel any clicking or grinding in your shoulders here, change your palm shape. So you might need your palms to face forward, or you might want your thumbs to face down. But make sure you're feeling that heat in the shoulders, and let's just make them a little bit bigger, and all the way up. And release the hands down to the side, bend the knees, and lengthen. From here, put your hands on your hips, and you're going to roll up onto the ball of the right foot, and just kick the foot forward, pointing the toe, energizing through the glute on the left and the quads on the right. Now keep the hips as level as possible, and find your balance as you gently sweep the foot side to side. And if that's too much for you, you can just sweep it on the floor, just waking up the inner and outer thigh. Last one, then come into the middle, bend the knee, place that foot back down next to the left one, roll up on the left foot, kick that leg forward, pull through the quad, squeeze the right glute, and gently sweep that foot side to side, like you're drawing a line in the sand, maybe trying to carve a smiley face with your big toe. Keeping the belly connected to find that stability. Last one, and release into center, bend the knee, place the foot down. Now clasp the hands together, pull the heels of the hands away from each other, and lift the hands up to chest height. Keep the hips as still as possible, and using your exhale breath, we're going to twist to the right side. Inhale back into center. Keep your chin, sternum, and hands in line with each other. Exhale and twist to the left side. Inhale back to center. Don't let those hips move. Last time to the right. And back to center. And last to the left. And back into center. And let's lift those hands overhead and reach the hands out wide. Now from here, we're going to sweep the hands out and extend the right leg out to the side and sweep them back in. Try not to get too much movement in the hip, finding that connection with the center of your body as you bring everything back into the middle. Sweep and in. Let's make it a bit more dynamic now. Bend the knees, reach and in. Bend the knees, reach and in. Nice little gentle bend, keeping the shoulders relaxed away from the ears, keeping the belly connected. Finding that connection with the center and the core as you come in. Warming up those shoulders and those legs. Breathing. Last one on the left. And into center. From here, we're going to open those feet out to shoulder distance and then turn the toes out and come down into our little plie squat, okay, in our second position. And then you're going to keep that left hand on the left thigh and sweep up and over, bending the left elbow. And bring the hand to the right, sweeping up and over. And down, so your thighs should be a little bit warmer now. The shoulders nice and warm. Staying low, getting no change in the height of the pelvis. Keeping the glutes and the pelvic floor equally connected. Articulating through the spine. And breathing. And keep reaching the hand, drawing a rainbow over the sky. The thighs should be warming up by now. Relax your toes, focus on the arches being pulled away from the floor, and keep that belly button pulled in towards the spine. Last reach, and stand it up. Sweep both hands up. And then from here, open those feet to parallel with the stance, nice and wide, hands hinged out to the sides. Reach those thumbs away from each other as far as you can. And then hinge the body forward. Stretch out those hamstrings. Really stick your sit bones back as you come into this deep hinge. Feel the back of the hamstring stretching. If you need to, gently soften the knees and then straighten them again so you can get that really deep stretch in the hamstrings. Maybe bend the knees again and straighten. And from there, come down into a forward fold. From your forward fold, plant your hands onto the floor. We're going to step the right foot back and then the left foot back and bring ourselves into our first plank. Make sure you really feel the length from the back of the head all the way to the heels. Take a deep inhale, and then as you exhale, push those hips up towards the sky. Push the heels down, coming into your downward dog. Really spread those fingers wide and get your head framed between your forearm or your upper arms. Maybe lift your heels and place them down gently, or maybe walk the dog, lifting one heel and then the other. Whatever feels good for you in this first downward dog. Just breathe. Lengthening the body, pushing the front of your thighs back towards the back of the room. Pushing your chest towards the front of your thighs, and make sure that your heels are not coming in and your toes coming out like in a first or second position. Rather, maybe your heels are coming out and your toes in to help just create that engagement in the inner thighs. And take one more deep inhale here. If you're walking your dog, still your dog and reconnect back in that nice parallel position. Take an inhale. As you exhale, push the hips forward, connect with the shoulders, and come back into your plank. Squeeze your glutes in your plank. Push your heels away so you got that nice strong dorsiflexion. Widen the shoulder blades away from each other. Pull the belly in. Feel like your back is helping to lift you up towards the sky. Take one more inhale, and then gently on your exhale, place the right foot down and then the left foot down, coming into your 4-point kneeling. We're going to use our inhale and exhale breath to move through cat-cow. So we're going to start with our inhale. So tilt that pelvis forward, lengthen the sternum away from the belly button, pull the shoulders back, and come into your deep cow position. As you exhale, scoop the abdominals. The movement starts with the abdominals, then push into the hands, curl the spine, arching like an angry cat. One more time, inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, lengthen the spine. So don't just collapse in that back. You want to feel the spine lengthen from the tail to the crown of your head. And exhaling, also lengthening through the back line of the body, but contracting through the core. And then inhale, back into your nice neutral position. As you exhale, step the right foot back, get that nice strong dorsiflexion, step the left heel back, and stay and hold your plank. Pushing those hands into the floor, keeping the shoulders wide, the glutes connected, the spine nice and long. And we're going to move into our Chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. So on your inhale, you're either going to bend the elbows back to come into a tricep push-up, or you're going to drop your knees, bend the elbows, drop your chin and your chest, and look forward. From there, push the hips forward, bringing the pelvis onto the floor. Uncurl the feet, pull the shoulders back into your baby cobra. If you've taken your Chaturanga, bring your belly down onto the floor. And then just lift the hands gently for a minute, pushing the big toes into the floor and using the upper back muscles to lengthen the body. Place the hands back down in line with the chest, curl the toes under, and push yourself back into a plank, and then back into your down dog. Again, just relaxing through that dog, lengthening the whole spine, pushing the heels as close to the floor as you can, relaxing the shoulders. Take another deep inhale, and as you exhale, bring the pelvis forward, back into your strong plank. Push your heels away from your shoulders, push your hands into the floor, rounding and keeping that scapular engagement. Make sure that you're using your serratus and your lats, your serratus anterior and your lats. Take one more deep inhale. As we exhale, we're going to come back into that Chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. So you bend the elbows, lower your chest and chin towards the mat, and then pull the body forward, drop the hips, uncurl the toes, and lengthen either up to your full up dog or into your baby cobra. From there, just bring the body down onto the mat, all the way and relax, turning the head to one side, bringing the forearms onto the floor, and just allow the body to sink for a minute. Now from here, we're going to turn the face towards the mat, keeping the whole body in line with the mat. Reach your right leg long, your left leg long, and then pull the belly away from the floor, engage the glutes. Reach your hands forward so your pinkies are on the floor and your thumbs are facing the sky. And then lift the legs, and then lift the hands. Let's just drop the right pinky and the left big toe, and then the left pinky and the right big toe. And then place them both down. And bring your hands in line with your chest. Push into your knees and push yourself back into a child's pose. So really relax in this child's pose. To begin with, stretch those hands nice and long in front of you. And then just drop the elbows and breathe for a minute. Let your breath reconnect. Inhaling in through your nose, pushing your rib cage into the outside of your thighs. And exhaling through a gently pursed lip, pulling the rib cage away and lifting the pelvic floor. Take one more deep inhale through the nose, and on your exhale, pull the belly away from the front of the thighs, engaging those abdominals and creating your shell shape or your shell stretch. And then lengthen the spine, sliding the hands towards the hips. And we're going to roll over onto our back. So once you're on your back nice and comfortably, we're going to walk those heels in right underneath our sit bones so they're about 1 hand length away from the glutes. Roll the shoulders back so you feel all of the scapula connected with the mat. And then just bring your hands onto your lower abdomen so that your thumbs touch your belly button and your fingertips land near your pubic bone. And we're gently going to use our exhale breath to pull the ribcage down towards the hips and the hips up towards the ribcage to flatten the lower back into the floor, into our imprinted or braced position. Holding that position for a deep inhale. It's hard to do when the belly's flexed in like this. And then exhale. And on your next inhale, lengthen the belly back into your neutral position. So you have that little bit of space under your lower back and your pubic bone and hip bones are in the same horizontal plane. We're going to do one more pelvic tilt. So using that exhale, pull the ribs towards the hips towards the ribs. Stay in inhale, keeping the shoulders down. Now this time when you exhale, I want you to continue pushing the feet and roll the body up, coming up to your shoulder bridge. Your hands will separate from your pubic bone and then just allow the hands to come down to the floor, palms facing the ceiling. Squeezing through the glutes, relaxing the toes, finding length all the way from the shoulder to the knees here. Breathing, allowing the rib cage to expand and contract with every breath. Take one more inhale and on your next exhale, roll the spine sequentially back down onto the mat, using your abdominal muscles to create that length in the spine and releasing back to your neutral. Then we're going to slide the feet away, nice and long, flex the toes towards the face in your dorsiflexion. Sweep the hands up towards the ceiling and turn your palms towards your toes. Now with your exhale breath, you're going to gently nod your chin, flexing your upper torso forward so your hands come towards your feet. Stay here for an inhale, and then on your next exhale, use your abdominal muscles to pull you all the way up and over, reaching your hands up and over your toes. And then inhale, stack the spine to come to seated with your hands parallel to the floor. Exhale, roll the lower back down, one vertebrae at a time. So hit that lower back, mid back, upper back, hands sweep back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, nod the chin, roll up, look towards those toes. Inhale to hold, exhale, pull it all the way up and over, reaching those hands over the toes, getting this nice deep stretch in the lower back. And then inhale, stack the body up, pull the shoulders away from the ears. From here, open the hands out to the side to a letter T. And we're going to do those same spine twists we did at the beginning with our hands clasped together. So keep reaching the fingertips wide. And as you exhale, twist the body to the left side. Keep your chin and your sternum in line with each other. Inhale, come into center. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale, twist to the right side. Inhale into center. Keep sitting up nice and tall on those sit bones. Exhale to the left. Inhale, growing taller. Exhale to the right. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Last one to the left. And lengthen. And last one to the right. And into center and relax the hands. Grab onto the back of your knees. And then from here, tilt the pelvis under so you come back behind your sit bones. Bend your knees, get that nice connection with the abdominals, look towards your pubic bone, and then pick your right leg up, and then pick your left leg up. Keep everything curled in like a ball. If you struggle with the balance here, Separate the knees but keep the toes together and look into the diamond, into your O balance. If you're fine with your balance, you can close those knees in and really focus on that inner thigh and pelvic floor connection. Stay and breathe and focus, pulling that lower back towards the floor. And then on your next inhale, take one breath, exhale, lengthen up, bring the feet back down to the floor. From here, we're going to bend both knees, bringing your left heel towards your left sit bone and your right heel towards the top of your left thigh. So you create your mermaid seated position. We're going to reach those hands up towards the sky, shoulder distance, and then hinge the body forward, drop the hands down, and slide them away, coming into your deep pretzel stretch. And you might need to stay up here on your elbows, or you might be able to come all the way down to the floor and rest your hands on your forehead on your hands. And just keep breathing. Keep trying to send that left sit bone down towards the mat so that you get that deep stretch in the right hip, the right glute. And if you want to try and deepen that stretch a little bit more, you can even roll your body over to the right side and then sweep it around to the left side, and you'll get a deep stretch in your lower right portion of your back. And then come back into center, walk those hands up, lengthen the spine, and swap your pretzel over to the other side. So your left heel is in line with your right thigh, your right heel is back in line with your right sit bone. Lift the hands overhead, lengthen the spine, and then hinge the body forward. When you can't hinge anymore, drop those hands and slide them forward. And bring your body down to whatever height feels good for you. You might find that this is too high, but maybe stacking two fists on top of each other and lowering your forehead into your fists is easier. Or you might be right down onto the floor. But whatever position you're in, keep trying to really push that right sit bone into the floor, using your exhale breath to sink a little bit deeper and stretch through that left hip. And then you might want to walk over to the left side and then sweep all the way over to the right, reaching your left hand out in front of that right knee just to stretch deeper into that quadratus lumborum muscle. Quadratus lumborum. And then come back into center and walk the hands in, stacking the spine. We're just going to come onto our knees, back into that 4-point kneeling position, and then from here, we're going to curl the toes under and send the hips up to the sky into our downward dog. This is our last downward dog, so really try and push those sit bones up nice and high, and feel the length in your spine, like you're trying to stretch your sit bones all the way up to the ceiling. So you feel this real length down the sides of the body, and all the way from your middle fingers up through the center of your sit bones, and then grounding the feet into the floor to find that strong base of support. Take another deep inhale and exhale here, focusing on that breath pattern, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, lifting the pelvic floor. Take one more inhale, and on your next exhale, look towards your hands, bend your knees, and gently walk your feet in towards your hands and come into a forward fold. Just relax in this forward fold. Make sure your feet are hip distance. Maybe fold your hands into your elbows and let your torso hang off your pelvis. You can have a soft bend in the knees if you want, just to help give that traction through the spine. And just gently rock to the left and to the right. To the left, and to the right, and back into center. And then release the hands. Take one more deep inhale. And as you exhale, begin to stack the spine back up, one vertebrae at a time, bringing the weight over your ankles, feeling the weight distributed evenly over the ball of the foot, and the heels squeezing the glutes, lengthening up through the quads, rolling the shoulders back for 3, 2, 1, And a little gentle bend in the knees. Lengthen the legs, lift the heels away from the floor. Lower the heels, this time with the hands. Bend the knees. Straighten the knees, sweep the hands up, lift the heels. And lower everything down. And you're done. I hope you guys enjoyed that today. That's one of my favorite little Pilates sequences, and nice to throw the down dogs in there just to stretch out the body a bit. And we'll see you again tomorrow.